Hello all and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't had the chance, go ahead and click that subscribe button and also ring the bell so you can be notified for future videos. It's been a while since I've actually done any voiceover work or you've actually seen my face. I've been dealing with some moving issues and I'm finally home and don't quite want to show my room just yet because it's still going through this very weird unpacking phase, but enough about all that. Let's get into creating some logos, and today we're going to focus on creating a Miles Morales Spider-Man logo. We're going to be using the live mirroring method in Adobe Illustrator. This is something that I recently learned, and I wanted to share with you guys as to what I took away from it. And this is definitely beginner friendly. Without further ado, let's get started. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw a box on the outside, and make sure you use your shortcuts here, which is just M, and then click and drag. Best thing to do is to make sure there's no fill. You definitely want to keep the stroke so you know the out of bounds area. And this will make sure that none of our drawings goes beyond this point. And you definitely want to make sure that it's aligned to the artboard. Let's see, and it looks like it is, but if it's not, just make sure you click on that, and there you go. And we're going to name this symmetry, because this is where the live action happens. Oop, can't computer. And then we're going to create a new layer and label that center. Now for this layer, we're going to draw a line, so we're going to do the backslash again. If you don't know your shortcuts, please get used to understanding for certain tools that you tend to repeat in using. And we're going to go ahead and just lock this layer, and we're going to create another layer called other. And I'll get into more as to why we're creating the other. Okay, so for this, since we made an outer bounds layer and we made another layer, what we're going to do now is going to click on the target area, the whole layer of this area, and then we're going to go to FX, which is give you the different Illustrator effects, and we're going to go to Distort, Transform, and you're going to reflect X. Now the same can be applied to Y or random, but depends on if you're how further you're along you're experimenting. And you can really preview and just click on one. Okay, now that that's set up, what you're going to do is for any drawings that you do on this layer will always be reflected or copied. If you create a different shape, say like you start off with a circle, it won't be copied. And then you can center it so you can know what to do with that. But say if I draw something here, just to give you a sample of what you might could do here, is this be copied. And then you can work on the center line here to create your points. And of course this is more of a rough idea, but as you can imagine, this where it's going, it cuts down so much time. And so when you want to delete something very specific, instead of like, say if you don't like what the left is looking like, or you don't want to select every single thing, you know, you just select on one side and then delete. But it's always going to reflect back as to what you're doing, so just keep that in mind, and there you go. Another thing again, just a reminder, like anytime when you create new shapes, this is the time to actually add that stuff in, anything very specific. And you definitely want to eyeball, make sure like what things can be reflected and what other things cannot. So always keep that in mind. And now we can go ahead and get started. We're going to speed up through this, and definitely I'll slow back down and check back in. If not, I'm pretty confident that you guys will surf through this along. This is, again, beginner level, so anything that we are doing is nothing more than what you have seen in other tutorials. And so, I'll see you after the song. There's your Spider-Man logo. Yeah, it's pretty rough, and this was more of a time constraint one, but overall you kind of get the picture of what we're trying to go for here. Just really simplifying the shapes, and again, for the symmetry tool you can do a whole bunch of things. Like if you're doing character design work, this is probably the one thing you want to use to make sure that everything is atomically correct, or at least mirrored the way you want it. But again, check back for more videos. I do videos every Wednesday. I believe I'm getting back on schedule now. So make sure you hit that subscribe. I can't talk. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and also share with your friends to review these tools with you along, and just follow along for the ride. Again, I encourage people to slow down because sometimes I go fast, and so in case you miss a step, I definitely encourage you to change the speed ratio on the YouTube video. So, but as always, keep grinding.